Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamoolam Gurumurtihi Poojaamoolam Gurupadam Mantramoolam Guruvakyam Mokshamoolam Gurukrupa. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Nannagaru Satsang.
Om Suneeta. Thank you, Grishma. Yeah. Today, very beautifully, Suneeta came forward. That was a surprise, Amma. That was a Nannagaru surprise for us.
Nannagaru pushed me, actually. Pushed me to do it. Yeah, after mention.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. So, I think you should introduce yourself to the listeners. Because I think mother vallu baga devoted kada and used to come from your childhood or something.
Yeah, we actually came from. You would have known Kantam Garu, who actually lives in Arunachalam.
Yes.
So we were first introduced to Nannagaru from Kantam Garu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was very little back then. My mother used to go to like Srungavruksam meetings and all that, which is close, like.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
You were in which place, Amma? Like where
Right now I'm in Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah.
But we are from Kakinada.
Oh, I see. Okay. Kakinada, no?
My
Like
parents
you're schooling
are
and
from
all?
Kakinada.
You're schooling and all that's from Kakinada.
Everything from Kakinada. Yeah.
So please share because you are a surprise for us today.
Yeah.
Waiting to listen to you.
When I entered, when I got to know about Nannagaru, it was a great surprise for me too.
Okay.
Biggest surprise in my life.
Okay.
I was like, I have to start from my mother. How Kantam Garu have introduced to Nannagaru. Maybe just before Nannagaru Shashti Purti, according to my recollection, that was the first when my mother went for one of the meetings in Srungavruksam.
Okay.
And she used to come back and, talk a lot about, of God walking on the earth and all that. But to be honest, it never went into my head. Never. And
it would have been.
Yeah,
we were
we actually never used to care when we were little. My mother used to go and come back like late 10:30, 11 o'clock after meeting, and we just used to think like, what is she actually doing? He's just going somewhere and coming back very late. I don't know what's happening, kind of. We were never driven towards that direction. I should say my mother, it was Dasara holidays. I was probably about 11 years, 12 years. It was Dasara holidays. We are three kids for my parents, and I was the eldest. So my mother dropped the other two, my sisters, at my grandparents' home, and me, my mother, my father, and one of our family friends. We went to Arunachalam. It was like a tour, and I was probably 11 or 12. Yeah, that's it. And
the first time.
That was my first ever train journey. My attitude was I'm actually going to somewhere, and I'm going to enjoy the journey. And I had a big book with me, that big book, big notebook. And from the time I stepped into the train, I started writing everything, what is happening and all that stuff. Every little station, I didn't even slept for the whole night. And every little station I've been writing down, so that when I come back, I can say all this, to my friends or my sisters and all that. The excitement was, yeah, we started here and we went there, and these are the stations we crossed, and the train stopped here, and even the stations where train didn't stop. I have all that stations listed down. I mean, that's how dumb I was. I mean, I actually don't know.
It's not dumb because it was your first train travel. It was a little exciting
my
as a
first
child.
Train journey, and that too, we went through Chennai. So the other excitement was I'm crossing the state. I've never crossed Kakinada, to be honest. So I'm crossing Kakinada. The first thing, I am crossing to another state, and they speak different language. I mean, for me, it's like all over the world.
Yeah,
they're speaking different language, and I want to experience how people speak different language as well, because I don't know any other language other than Telugu, to be honest. And we went there. First day, I think it was in Nannagaru Ashramam. I don't remember. Actually, we stayed somewhere. And the next day, I don't know if Nannagaru would have stayed in the same ashram as well, but I haven't seen him. Yeah. And the next day...
Nannagaru was there in ashram when you came. I mean, when you came to Tirunamala, Nannagaru was there.
I don't remember though. I don't remember that. And the next day, it was actually even now. When I recollect that, I get goosebumps all over my body. Even now, I'm literally shivering. So it was that kind of an incident. So it was actually a big hall. It was a house actually, and a big hall. Nannagaru is sitting in the chair like this in a Dakshinamurti pose, like, the right leg folded upon the left leg, and house full of people. We were just walking into that, was a guest house, some kind of a guest house where Nannagaru was actually talking. It was a pravachan or something happening, and we just entered in the middle of it. So we went for Giri Pradakshina or whatever, but we went there around the middle of the meeting. He was addressing people, talking about something, and we entered. And Nannagaru, at that right moment, Nannagaru was sitting in that Dakshinamurti pose. And he was addressing people, and we didn't have any place to stand or sit.
Okay.
So I was just standing about 50 meters away, I would say, at least 50 meters away. And I was just looking at everywhere, not even looking at him. I mean, because I don't have no clue.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I could lean onto a wall, because there was no place to sit. I could actually lean onto a wall, and then accidentally my eye contact went into his eyes. And that's it. I was very little, and I don't know what happened. I actually dived into the deep ocean of happiness, and now I can relate to it. I know what it is, but back then I didn't. It was the first time I have ever met him, and it was all into the happiness, the ocean of happiness, and it's coming out of my eyes, ears, and the whole body. just filling up and spilling out. And what I could see in Nannagaru is he is in Dakshinamurti pose and he is lighting up the whole body. And his light is spreading around the whole hall. And I couldn't see anything except him in lighting up the whole body, and his the light which is coming out of him is actually going on to each and every individual who is sitting there, and they all become one beautiful light, and that light itself is giving a lot of happiness. And it's spreading the happiness all through. And I could feel that in me. I don't know what it is actually. I could feel that in me throughout the journey when I was there until I go back home.
Wow.
It was there. It stood. Yeah. And it was even, I'm still getting goosebumps when I'm imagining that. The whole hall was like a little Vrindavan, and you could see nothing else except the place where you're sitting is a flow of happiness, and you could feel it with your feet. Yeah, and you could feel it with your skin, your body, with your heart, with your eyes, with everything. All your senses. And I didn't know what's happening, but my eyes were wide open. I'm not sleeping. Mm-hmm. And then someone told my mother that, yeah, see, Papa padipotundi, something like that. So I was just dropping down. And my mother came and took me out and gave me some water and put some water on my face or whatever she did. And I was not unconscious.
You were not unconscious. Okay.
Okay. I remember this even now, and Nannagaru confirmed. It was when I was 12 and Nannagaru confirmed this when I was maybe 20, 22. Whatever you saw on that day was true. But don't stop it there. It's not real true. It's only true as much as your eyes are true. It's only true as much as your body is true. It's true only if your eyes and a body is true. But the feeling is real. It will stand one day by itself without having to have your own senses. And I could still feel that. It's an amazing experience, and one should have it like forever. Forever. And Nannagaru confirmed it that it is true. Yes. And that was my first experience. First ever time I saw Nannagaru. Yeah. And that's it. It did not stay for a long time. It stayed for a little bit, but it was true. And that was, meeting Nannagaru was just a life transformation for me. So I was that dumb. Like I did not know anything about Guru. I did not know. Maybe I would have believed God back then. I don't even know. No, I haven't been to many temples. I have believed God. I don't know.
You weren't dumb. You were innocent. You were naive and innocent.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I wasn't aware of anything except writing down each and every station. From when I come back. And this story is there in my book too, but I don't know how to write this as well. So, I don't know how to sentence it properly. So as much as I'm aware of talking about the situation now, I was not aware back then. I don't know what would I've explained to my mother, and my mother always reminds me of this, but I don't know what I explained to my mother as well. Maybe not this. Yeah, maybe not as much as I aware today. I don't aware back then. Yeah. Yeah, that was my first meeting with Nannagaru. And I was, 12 maybe. Yeah. Yeah. And that was when I was 12, right? And I have to start from there. My life wasn't very easy. It was full of drama, full of misery. Full of everything, full of roller coaster ride. When I was maybe from 12 to about 24, This 12 years was an emotional, financial, in any aspect. It was a roller coaster ride, and Nannagaru was there with me throughout that worst period. I should say. I mean, it was good and bad. Yeah, it's life. So then after this, I was actually one of the good students, but my brain wasn't too sharp, and I am definitely not a Santagrahi or something. But when I have to, like, even when I was in 7th standard, every day and night till 10, 11, I used to study. Though even the whole family has to go to movie, I never go to movie because I am not a person who could remember straight away. I have to read again, and again. Then I remember something.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to be the last person in the class. I wanted to be at least one of the best, that group, not the topper, not the last one. So
But you wanted to be above average.
Yeah, at least like an above average. So to stand there, I have to work so hard. Like I have to study day and night. And I used to be always behind because I have to study for 20, 50 times, to remember something. Whereas everybody else can understand then and there. This is my second transformation. I'm just explaining you the transformation after transformation after transformation, that how Nannagaru took part in my life. So this was me. And even I could remember my mother and my whole family used to go to movie, and I used to stay when I was 7th standard, and I used to stay home and I used to study till 9, 10, 11 and sleep. And I used to close the doors, and they have to literally dig in to come in, and I did not open the doors as well. And it was the biggest stories back then. But yeah, that one aside. So that was how dumb I was again. Like, so nothing goes into my head very easily. So if there was a lesson, I get a doubt about this lesson after 3 days or 4 days because I have to catch up the backlogs. I have to come study and remember and understand. Then I get a doubt. And I used to go with a book full of doubts every day to school. And even whenever my father works in police department, so he used to come once or twice in a month. Every time my father come home, I used to have a book full of doubts to ask him. So it's doubts all the time, full of doubts. And about everything, about life, about pen, about pencil, about book, about clip, everything. I used to have 200,000 doubts. I don't know why. And I don't believe anything until I see. So that's why Nannagaru showed me that he is God himself. Otherwise, I don't believe. No one else in the world come and tell me. I don't believe because I didn't see. And I have to tell you a classic example that how, like, somebody told me, in school that electricity passes through that wire, only through the copper wire, and they cover it with the plastic so that it won't give you a shock. And I still remember, I took my sister along with me. I cut a little bit of plastic out, and then I hold it, and I asked my sister to hold it as well. And then I switched on just to make sure, yes, electricity is passing. So that's how.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was the shock big or was it tolerable?
It was actually not very big, but we both fell down, and I could still remember that. So that's how I was. Okay, and I used to study, and then this happened. My mother took me. This is again first time I went to Nannagaru meeting in Jinnur.
Okay. Yeah, first time Arunachalam
in
got over,
Jinnur.
and
But
this
this
was the
was
first
how
time
I
to
was,
Jinnur.
my studies. And I went to Nannagaru meeting, and because we had to go from Kakinada, we've been there like around 1:30ish, and meeting starts at 2. And we went to the Nannagaru ashram, and we had a lunch there, and then we sat somewhere at the end. And Nannagaru walking past the door from inside to outside, and he said to me, "Come." He said just like this. So I had to get up and went. And then he made me sit right in front of his foot. Right there. And I sat there and I started listening to him. The meeting was over and I heard everything. And then we came back home. It was like about 10:30ish. We came home because we have to come back to Kakinada.
Kakinada, it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long journey.
We came back home and we had dinner and then we went and slept. And I could not sleep. And the urge is coming inside me to actually write the meeting down. I don't know why.
Oh.
I don't even remember anything for one, one listening or something. I don't remember nothing. My memory was so bad. I know that. And I had to study a lot to actually remember anything. And this happened, I could not sleep. And my mother was like, I get up and I took white papers. From a bundle of white papers, I took a couple of white papers and I was just searching for a place to sit. And my mother asked me, what are you doing? You go sleep. And I'm like, yeah, I'll sleep. You go and sleep. That's what I said. And then I did margins on 3, 4, 5 sheets. And I started writing the meeting from Priyamaina Atma Bandhulara. That's how Nannagaru started. I've written down to Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi, and I kept it aside. Then I could sleep. And before that, I tried a lot to sleep, and the urge inside me, to be honest, it's like a vomiting sensation, and my head is heavy, and I could not sleep. My eyes are not closing, and I've written down everything, and I kept it aside, and I slept. And I didn't even check it again. My mother checked it again and again, and then she waited until Ramana Bhaskara came, and then she cross-checked, and my mother still says that Ramana Bhaskara also missed few things which I did not miss in that meeting.
Wow.
Yeah,
amazing.
That's what my mother said many times. We used to have that for many years. I don't know, maybe, somebody took it and people used to take it. And I remember we used to go to Chandrikalanti Satsang. I remember we took it there as well. And it was like an achievement. That's how my mother used to feel. But you know what Nannagaru did with it? He gave me a memory like Ekasantagrahi. From that day, even now, if my mother, father, pass through my tuition teachers or my school teachers, my college lecturers or whoever, they say, oh my God, what a gem of a girl. She was Ekasantagrahi. She just have to come and sit, listen, and that's it. It's straight print in the exam. But I was not that.
Wow.
Yeah, I was not that because I knew, right? I mean, they might not know what
you have
I
been,
have in my head.
Know what you are.
I was not that. So with that meeting, that's the transformation happened. Can anyone believe this?
Yes,
I have to witness it. Yeah. This is why Nannagaru urged me to talk to you.
Yeah.
So,
beautiful, Amma. Beautiful.
Unless and until I say this, I mean, my gratitude, I don't know, Nannagaru did it because without me studying as much or without me doing as good in education or whatever, I wouldn't have been survived in my life. My life is going to be miserable down the track. He have to transform me here, He have to fix the engine right so that, so that the machine will work for a little while. So that was the transformation happened, and she said, to be honest, because after then, I actually do my study, read and read and read and read. After this happened, my diary did not have time probably because I can't see my future. And as Guru, because he's God himself, he can see my future. So I don't have time in my calendar. So I have to listen the lecture and then feel it, write the exam. That's how I should be. Otherwise, I can't survive. And that was the transformation happened probably when I was in 10th standard. Around that, or maybe first year of intermediate. I don't remember, but that was
sometime during that time, 10th and 12th.
Yeah,
11th.
somewhere around that. And even now, like those lecturers or teachers, if we go there, they say, oh my God, what a gem of a brain you have. It was not mine, it was gifted. Thanks God. Yeah, I was gifted by Nannagaru. So that is why I had to write that, the whole meeting like that. I mean, but now I didn't know back then. That's why I had to write this, and I'm good. I got this memory and all that. No, I didn't realize. To even realize, I think maybe we have to grow spiritually a little bit. Yeah, I didn't realize.
I think as you go through in the journey of life, like when you move with life and when you look back, you will know what has happened. You will not know when it's happening. You will know it later. It generally happens like that for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So later I realized this is why Nannagaru did this to me. That's it. That was Nannagaru just said this, and I went and sat there, and that's all. No contact, nothing. No contact. So one eye contact, one look is enough. That was the first meeting. One gesture is enough. That was the second meeting.
One look, you felt happiness all around. I mean, you realized
that was the first meeting.
One look was enough
remember.
to make you taste this happiness, which is devoid of reasoning, and one gesture to come and sit beside
That's
you.
it. That's a gesture. Yeah, that's enough.
From what you say is dumb to a brilliant child.
Yeah, dumb to a gem. Everyone used to say, oh my God, what a gem of a head. I'm like, oh really? I'm like, what I used to say? I used to tell my friends and my sisters. I remember maybe like I realized this like 5, 6, 7 years ago. And before that, I used to say my own sisters too, like, I actually practiced a lot to sharpen my memory, and my memory became like this because I worked hard through it. No, it was not the case. But that's how I used to give the compliment to me.
So when did you realize that compliment is not for you?
About 5, 6, 7 years ago, I'm like looking back, what all the transformations happened. I don't know, it has to come from within. Nannagaru tell you one day that
it is not your,
this is what
it is
I
not
did.
just your merit, but it was gifted to you.
Yeah, gifted to me. So
not only you, everybody, Suneeta, actually whatever you're speaking now, it's not a truth to you alone, it is for everybody. That like whatever if you make an effort or anything, it's like, I have done this, I have done so much that I have achieved this today. So it's all centered, egocentric always.
Yeah.
But it's very hard for us to realize that there is a power behind everything. There's an energy behind everything, which makes you do things, which makes you act, which makes you speak, which makes you achieve things. Is not just you without the grace of the Supreme. Yeah. And to recognize this is an amazing grace, Suneeta, because we are mostly self-centered, no? Like always we are self-centered because all we experience is our body, our mind, our intellect, and attributing it to being us. So to recognize that no, this is not you. It's some power is there behind making you do things which you never even thought you could do. Yeah, there's a force guiding you all through. And
True,
to recognize this is the actual grace. Ante,
It is.
what I'm trying to tell is, rather than transforming in life from one step to another, behind all this, a grace is guiding you. That recognition that grace is guiding you is the grace. Or else, again, we tend to be self-centered full time.
Always, yeah.
So, to lose your body-bound eye, to lose your identity with your body and your activity and, identification with me. So, this me and mine can go little by little away only by the recognition that everything is done with His will, not just
So
our
the
will.
same urge I had about like 3-4 days ago to message you.
Okay.
That shows, I mean, where is your gratitude? You bloody enjoying all the pleasures. Yeah? All the pleasures. Whatever I'm doing today, touch wood, whatever I'm doing today, if it's not Nannagaru, touched me and took me into his control, I wouldn't have been here. And my parents wouldn't have been even let me go to Hyderabad, to work. That was how hard it was in my life to do anything. Yeah. So that was the urge I had again, like how I write down the whole meeting. So I had the same urge, and same, I don't know, where is the gratitude? He was just constantly asking me, where is the gratitude? You're just eating, sleeping, enjoying all the pleasure, It was like that. And then I didn't even think of messaging you, and this urge is coming from me. And at the same time, I was talking to my sister, and my mother came into the conference call, and she was asking me, like, by this time next week I'll be in India. So you're coming to India next week. Why don't you? Because being a mother, what she's thinking is you don't have to get up at midnight. Now it's 12, so you don't have to sit at 12 and midnight and do this. No. You message Usha that you're coming to India so that we can have a session or something like that. So you can explain what happened
at a convenient time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's what she said. And at the same time, so she did not know I had the urge, right? So then I realized, no, right now, right this moment, no later. I was actually driving while I was talking to my sister and my mother, and I pulled over and I messaged you straight away. I don't want to delay it.
Oh.
I messaged you and you said, not tomorrow, day after. Let's do it. And I said, yeah, okay, let's do it. Because till I'm leaving from here on the 10th, so I have to work till 10th, right through even today, including Sundays, because I'm taking 2 weeks break. So that was the same urge I had to actually do this.
Wow, this is so beautiful, Suneeta. I mean, like, I don't know how to express this. I feel so good that you have come out on your own by the urge, a push from inside to, make you talk about the transformation that happened in your life and how He's been guiding you. It's so wonderful, you wanting to share it with all of us. Yeah.
It's only a little bit I told you so far. I have a lot actually.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so that was the second meeting, the transformation from jump to jump over, and then this was maybe when I was in year 11, and after my year 12 I got married, and I got married and I started getting into the actual family and whatnot, and I used to cry like anything because I'm already jumped. I wanted to study. I wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to do this, do that. And my mother, because they have 3 daughters, they they wanted to
See you married off.
yeah
You,
yeah do
what did you do,
I
Amma?
have to do.
What was your education, Nana? Like by the time you got married?
Now I studied ICWA Inter when I was in India, and I came here to work for a taxation office, and then I did my master's in professional accounting here while I was studying. It was sponsored by the company I worked here when I first came about. I came here 16 years ago.
Oh, to Australia.
Yeah.
So you were married at a very young age.
I was married when I was 16. Yeah.
My God, this is
Yeah.
unbelievable. That to your
My daughter
generation.
is studying 4th year medicine now.
Really?
Yeah.
Your daughter is studying 4th year medicine now?
MBBS, yeah. 4th year.
How old are you now?
I am 40.
This is unbelievable. My God.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's take it from there, because until and unless I finish at least halfway through, I can't even sleep tonight.
No, take your own time, please. We're all enjoying this. And this is a surprise gift for all of us from you, huh?
Yeah.
From Nannagaru, I should say, through you. Yeah.
So, yeah, I got married when I was 16 and 16 or 17, I don't remember. 16 maybe. Yeah. When I was in +2, I finished my +2 and I got married. So I got married and I entered into the family life, but as I wanted to study, so yes, I wanted to study medicine. This was my another passion, and I could not do because I had no support to do it, but it's part of journey, which is good, because you know how Nannagaru always say, God has a better plan. My plan was that. Yeah, God has a better plan. God has a beautiful plan. So why would I become a doctor? No, because He have a different plan for me. That's okay. All accepted. Yeah, happy. So I got married and I entered into the family life and whatnot. And after I got married, it was a big family and too much of responsibility, a lot of responsibility in very young age, and a lot of financial and family and all sorts of struggles started, and it was actually a roller coaster ride. And I forgotten about Nannagaru completely, switched off completely. I have to relate this to a story. That's how I always relate to. You know how there was like maybe there were 2 yogis. Both are yogis. They both have one gochi each, just whatever they have on their body. Yeah, that's it. And they both used to do sadhana happily. Everything was fine, and they don't have no family, no nothing, no relationships. And one day, one of the Swami wants to go to Tirthayat, and a group of people came and took him along with them. And then he had that his gochi, like his cowpeen, whatever, is not needed for him anymore. So he gifted that to the other person, Swami. So now that Swami has 2.
Okay.
Not just he have another one. Okay. He started using one and washing the other one and drying it out. Yeah. And rats used to come and make holes for it, and then they used to started eating it, and he left with one again. I mean, I always think, why can't he just be with it, No, because he have other one, right? That's his responsibility to secure it, and he couldn't secure it. And then he used to go into the town and ask people, can I have an extra pochi? Can I have a little piece of cloth so that I can use it? And then people used to give it to him, and then later people started asking, why you come every day and ask for a little piece of cloth? So he explained all the story, and then he happened to get one another each day. And one lady told him, asked him what's happening and all that. He explained about the rat story, and then the lady suggested him, instead of asking this, I'll give you a cat so that the rat won't come anymore. And you'll have both. Rat won't come anymore. You'll have both of them with you, so you don't have to come and ask this anymore. And then he started go and ask for milk in the town because he have a cat. So started getting the milk, and he was asking milk and getting it. And one lady told him, instead of taking milk, I have an extra cow. Just take it and give him a little bit of give it a little bit of grass or something, so you get the milk to feed your cat. So he have a cat and he have a cow, and then he had to give grass, right? So he have to go around and ask for grass and whatever is required for cow feed and whatever it is, so that he need to continue giving it some food and all that. And a jamindar or somebody who actually gifted him a piece of land, so that he can grow his own vegetables, and he can grow the grass and all that, so that he can feed the cow and a cat and everything, and he can live on it too. And then he started doing all this, and then he felt sick because he's not getting time to do all this by himself. And then somebody told him, instead of you struggle and asking someone's help, you get married. Okay, you get a wife, so he will do. She'll come and cook for you and do all this. And then he had a wife, and then kids, and then family, and a little piece of land become a big acres and acres of land. And one cow does not stop there, and cows after cows after cows, and cats after cats after cats. So he had a big, huge family and a big estate and whatnot. Properties and whatnot. By the time the one who went to Tirtha Yatra came back and searching for that, little a tree, and around the tree there'll be a little, what do you call?
A sitting area.
Yeah, sitting area where they used to sit and sleep.
Yeah.
He could not find that place anywhere. And searching all through the town, and people said, yeah, okay, that yogi is there in that big estate, and you'll see a big bungalow and wife and kids and all that. So that's
lot of pets,
that's called samsaram, yeah. So that's how I entered into samsaram, and I forget about Nannagaru, and no other business, only family.
Wow, Suneeta, I think it's a huge eye-opener for all the devotees today. Come on, please, go ahead.
So I entered into samsaram.
I know why you were urged by Nannagaru and pushed by Nannagaru to tell this satsang, to give us all a big lesson with a stick. Carry on.
So I entered into this samsaram, and started doing all the household things what I have to do. Now I have my husband has one. Actually, you get a husband. You get husband's mother, father, and whatnot. But this in my story, my husband had 2 mothers, 2 fathers, everything 2. Because he was actually owned by a mother and father, and someone else adopted him. So I had two mother-in-laws, two father-in-laws, and a big
Father-in-law.
this big family here, another big family here, and
All
I was
joint.
so little to
Joint.
take all these responsibilities, you know.
You were in a joint. You were
Yeah,
in a joint
but
family,
that's life.
Suneeta. Suneeta, you were in a joint family.
No, but they all lived separately, but in the same house. So to
In the
be
same
honest,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
in a, under the same roof.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, under the same roof. So yeah, I entered into the family, and but I still had to study because I'm already jumped. So I'm studying while I'm doing all this. So because I wanted to say how the transformation happened and why. So the transformation happened is because I don't have time to actually do my study. I have to go hear the lecture and then remember everything, repeat, and go write the exam. That's how I should be to be able to continue my study. That's why
Yeah, because you
Nannagaru
had a lot of
gifted me this.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Wow. So
So
beautiful,
Nannagaru
Amma.
gifted me
Actually,
this.
Suneeta, I am getting goosebumps when you said this. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
because oh God, this is so beautiful, Suneeta. It's like, I mean, I think Nannagaru wants all of us to understand that even your destiny, Mano, we generally know, we say, it's destiny. Okay, destiny is to the body. Destiny is to the body and mind, and you have got, yourself has got nothing to do with this. But even destiny is driven
By
by
the God.
God. Yeah. And when you understand that it is driven by God and you have nothing to do even with your destiny, I think this is the ultimate treatment or ultimate teaching a guru can give a disciple or a devotee or whatever.
He taught me when I was so young. What other way he can teach me? He taught me like this. So he gave me this gift so that I will still survive. I won't run away. Otherwise, I will definitely run away from studies, and my life would have been misery, like in any hell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
understandable. Totally
I
understandable.
Because I was Ekasantagrahi, I had to go I had to go listen the lecture, and I do my responsibilities, continue with my life, and still I could go write exams. And with my dumb brain, I did ICAA Inter in just 2 attempts, not too many attempts, because I was dumb. Not anymore. Only while I was doing that. Not anymore. He gave me as a gift. Not anymore. Done and dusted. Only when it's required. It was required back then, and why do I have to be dumb anymore? No, it was required. He gifted me, and it's done. So I studied my graduation. I studied ICAA Inter, and then, as I said, life became misery after misery after misery, and I had days where I could not sleep, and I had days where I probably wouldn't have had my lunch and dinner, and I had days worst to imagine. Yeah, but it was just keep going on and on and on, and I never went back to Nannagaru, to be honest. I have to tell you the truth. So I've never been to Nannagaru. And then
where were you, Amma? After your marriage, where were you? Where were you after your marriage?
I was in Kakinada for a little while, and then we went to Hyderabad for a little while, and I studied my ICAA when I was in Hyderabad, and then we came back to Kakinada. So this is all happened, and I had a child when I was 19. Yeah, when I was 19. My daughter, and we are in Kakinada. We moved to Kakinada, and then as I said, like, it was a financial roller coaster ride, and we had to start a business. Then again I went to Nannagaru. It was selfishness actually, but
Oh, Suneeta, you have managed to make me cry, huh? Okay.
yeah, because it's Nannagaru within you and me, you know. He's giving that inspiration from within, yeah.
Yeah.
So and yeah, again I went to Nannagaru to say this is my. I mean, I would have met couple of times in the middle, but not so intense. And you know, I don't want to go into very minute details as well. Let's go to the third, another biggest turn. It was turn. I mean, only going through the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. Nannagaru is going to Vizag. So one of the devotees, I mean, Varalakshmi auntie, if she's in the group as well, she's from Kakinada. So she took me to Nannagaru. She said, "Okay, you're going to start a business. Let's go to Nannagaru and take his blessings." Yeah. So it was purely a selfishness. So I should admit it. So we went. Nannagaru was passing. I mean,
You're so beautiful.
going.
You're so beautiful, Suneeta. You're so beautiful because you're saying that you went for your selfishness to Nannagaru, and 80% of the devotees came to Nannagaru only for their selfishness, and they never even recognized that they went for their selfishness. And here, you were a 19-year-old, a little girl, just like not even crossed teens, who was put in a lot of responsibilities at a very young age, and without having to work at home, you had to do so much work, you had so much of responsibilities, you were studying, and then you think you went for your selfishness, which itself shows how genuinely beautiful you have been.
I don't know, it was another gift which Nannagaru gave me. He used to always tell me, "Enta manchi manasamba nidi, Suneeta." But it was not manchi manasu. He wanted to gift me with a beautiful, kind heart, and to make me so transparent, because I don't want to hide nothing, because I wanted to be transparent. Why do I have to hide? It's Nannagaru within and outside. I wanted to see everywhere. Yeah. So we went to Samalakota. We started to go to Samalakota, and then Valakshmi called somebody, and they told her that the train is almost reaching Samalakota. We might not able to catch him in Samalakota, and then we took U-turn and we went to Pittapuram. Okay. So that it's closest from Kakinada, and by the time the train reaches to Pittapuram, we can actually reach Pittapuram. So we went to Pittapuram, and we jumped into the train, and we explained Nannagaru about everything. Yeah, that this is what I'm going to do and all that. And maybe, before this, I never had a person-to-person conversation with Nannagaru. This is one word is enough. This is look is over.
Oh, so for the first time, you're having a conversation with Nannagaru. Oh my God.
One-on-one conversation, to be honest. I went to, I visited a couple of times when Nannagaru came to Chandrakala auntie's house, or, Anant auntie's house or something. I've been actually to couple of places, but I never had a person-to-person conversation. And this is the first time I had person-to-person conversation, because it was about my business, and we explained everything, and then Nannagaru started telling me about this. From now, Suneeta, your life will turn. Your life will take so many curves. Every curve will be towards a positive direction, and you'll have a beautiful life ahead, and you'll make lots and lots of money. You'll be rich like ever before, and you'll have no more sleepless nights. You will not have any sleepless nights, and you will not have any more problems, and you will come out of all your stress and struggle, and you'll be happy hereafter. That's what Nannagaru said. So that
Wow.
moment, and also he said a lot of things about what's going to happen in the future. And it won't stop just here. It's only one of the stepping stone. You will be successful here, but you will see a huge success later down the track. But I did not understand one thing again. So that and then we asked Nannagaru to come and bless the business, or maybe come for the opening day and all that stuff. And Nannagaru said, okay, you go and ask Chandrakala aunty to come and break the coconut and start your business. And it's actually an idea cellular dealership. So ask Chandrakala aunty to break the coconut and you start your business. And whenever I have time, I'll just come past and see you there. That's what Nannagaru said. And it was one of the bestest memories possible, because in that 20 minutes of 15 to 20 minutes of journey, Nannagaru mentioned what's going to happen in next 5-10 years maybe, which we cannot realize then and there, right? After the 10 years passed off, I could
Suneeta,
recollect.
I mean, this is amazing, Amma. One look, one gesture, and one small communication.
Just one little communication, and this was already discussed as well. This was discussed again in 2015. I remember 2015 or 14, and I went back to Nannagaru and I said, Nannagaru, I could still recollect. It was like 15 minutes of journey from Pittapuram to like the next station, and you told me this is going to happen. And since then I just leaned on him like this. Yeah, I didn't do nothing. To be honest, you don't even even believe. After even I come here, I go somewhere, I just do like every other person. I just do whatever I have to do, like a very normal any human being. But what people will say, if people come towards me and say, oh my God, what a great memory you have. You work like a gem, you don't even take breaks, and everybody takes 15 days to do this, and you do it in 2 days, and you are a wonder by yourself and all that. I'm not that, but people give me a lot of credit and they praise me a lot for the work I'm doing, and I can sense it, I can feel it that I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'm actually not even stressing myself. I used to stress a lot when I was in India, and I used to work a lot and with no with no pleasure of people complimenting and whatnot. And now when people are complimenting, I feel like I'm not doing anything. And Nannagaru said,
when you
yeah,
struggled and did
Suneeta,
a lot of work, you were never rewarded.
No. And when people rewarding me, it's not even true. I'm not doing anything great. I'm doing like any other human being.
I think because Nannagaru has blessed you with, you're not the doer.
Yeah.
And it's happening to you very naturally. It's so beautiful, Amma.
When this is exactly the same conversation I had with Nannagaru. I don't know what is happening, Nannagaru. Wherever I go, you already told me that people will praise me, and I get a lot of appraisal by people, and I get a lot of money. I get this, I get that. And Nannagaru told me you will buy a car for your father, Amma. You buy a car for you in India. You buy another 1 or 2, 3, 4 cars in where you live. All this actually, I don't even have a bicycle, and Nannagaru is talking about this. Even that money I put in as a deposit for that business back then, it was actually my parents lended me that money. So I don't even have that. To be honest, I don't even have a bicycle, and Nannagaru is telling me this. So, and then this is what I mentioned in 2014. I remember, like, outside shed where Nannagaru, sit and talk.
Yeah, Nannagaru
So
sit in the shed. Yes, yes.
I
Yeah,
mentioned
okay.
this, and then Nannagaru said, "Yes, Suneeta, you said, you rightly said. That's what Arjuna did as well. He did nothing. He just moved his hands, and the battle was already done. And తలకాయలు నరికేసి పడిపోయామ్మా. Already whatever has to happen has to happen. I mean, as you rightly said, this is Suneeta, గీతా సారం మొత్తం ఒకటే మాటలో చెప్పేసావమ్మా నువ్వు. This is what Nannagaru said. గీతా సారం మొత్తం ఒకటే మాటలో చెప్పేసావమ్మా. ఇదేమ్మా గీతా సారం. నేనేం చెప్పానంటే, నాన్నగారు లైక్ మీకు ఒక 15 minutes నేను సామర్లకోటలో పిఠాపురంలో ట్రైన్ ఎక్కి వేరే నెక్స్ట్ స్టేషన్ లో ఎక్కడో దిగాను. ఒక 15 minutes పాటు మీరు ఏదైతే చెప్పారో లాస్ట్ 10 years నుంచి అది ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా జరుగుతుందండి. వితౌట్ వితౌట్ మై ఇంటర్ఫీరెన్స్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ కమింగ్ టు మీ అండ్ సేయింగ్, నువ్వు చాలా గొప్ప పని చేస్తావు అంటున్నారు. నువ్వు చేసినంత గొప్పగా పని ప్రపంచంలో ఎవరూ చేయలేరు అంటున్నారు. నేను చూస్తే చదువుకున్న తెలుగు మీడియంలో చదువుకున్నాను నేను. ఇది కూడా చెప్పాను నాన్నగారితో. నేను తెలుగు మీడియంలో చదువుకున్నాను నాన్నగారు. నీ అంత బాగా ఇక్కడ ఎవరు మా మొత్తం బ్యాచ్ లో ఎవరు పని చేయలేదు అంటున్నారు. నీ అంత బాగా యాన్యువల్ మీటింగ్స్ ఎవరు కండక్ట్ చేయలేరు అంటున్నారు. నీ అంత బాగా పీపుల్ స్కిల్స్ ఎవరికి లేవంటున్నారు. అసలు నేను ఊరికే నేను వెళ్ళి వచ్చేస్తూ ఉంటుంటే నా అకౌంట్ లో డబ్బులు వేసేస్తున్నారు సంబంధం లేకుండా. నాకేంటో ఇదంతా మీరు ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పింది యాజ్ ఇట్ జరుగుతున్నట్టుగా అనిపిస్తుంది నాన్నగారు అని చెప్పాను. సో ఇదేమ్మా గీతా సారం సునీత, ఒక్క మాటలోనే చెప్పేసావమ్మా. ఇదేమ్మా గీతా సారం సునీత, కనిపెట్టేసావమ్మా నువ్వు. దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ నాన్నగారు సెడ్. నువ్వు చేతులు ఆడించి చాలా అన్నాడు కదమ్మా. నువ్వు చేతులు ఆడించేస్తున్నావు కదమ్మా. చేతులు ఆడిస్తే నీకే వస్తుందమ్మా క్రెడిట్. ఆడించేస్తున్నావు కదమ్మా చేతులు. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్రెడీ బీన్ ప్రూవెన్.
వండర్ఫుల్.
చేతులు నేనే ఆడిస్తున్నాను, చేతులు మాత్రమే నేను ఆడిస్తున్నాను. బట్ ఆ చేతులు ఆడించడం వల్ల క్రెడిట్ నాకే వస్తుంది, మనీ నాకే వస్తుంది, ప్లెజర్ నాకే వస్తుంది. At the same time, it's not touching me, and I'm not even asking for it.
Yeah. అందుకేనా లైక్ నాన్నగారు ఎప్పుడు చెప్పారు కదా, లైక్ వాట్ యు డోంట్ డిజైర్ నీకు వచ్చినా నిన్ను ముట్టుకోదది. See, you are not desiring anything materialistic in your life. You are just going with the flow of life. You are not desiring anything out of yourself. But things are coming to you. So, any desireless action that you do will not bind you. But if you do it with desire, it could be the same result. Probably the one who desires to do it, put all their efforts and passion and their hard work in it, they will enjoy it, but they'll be bound by it because they will cling to it. They'll get the feeling that I have achieved so and so, I have done this, I have done that. So when you are attributing it to yourself, again misery starts coming. Because as he said, everything is done, already done and dusted.
Yes.
But done and dusted. But if we think that it is me that is doing it, it is because of me that this is happening. Yeah. So it's like giving up doership and sticking to doership. Now, the whole satsang that you're doing today is amazing, Suneeta, because if we work with doership, we get tired.
Yeah.
We get so tired, and people might not be appreciating you because you're egoistic about your achievements, and you will not get the same amount of unbiased praise to you. and you will have to go through this praise and dispraise, or like insult. All these lessons that come to you in your life is because to teach you lessons, to teach you. And here you are, you said, "Kava, it's a lean I am."
Yeah, since I just lean like this, I'm not doing nothing. But to be honest, I have to tell you, no one is actually blaming me for anything, because I am not doing anything. When God is doing it, he does it perfectly. He know where.
Well, absolutely,
yeah,
Amma.
he know where the point is, and he can put.
Suneeta, the beauty of surrender cannot be expressed in words, because every step of your life will be a miracle.
Yeah.
Yes.
He made my life as a red carpet journey.
Yes, every devotee who has given up his doership, who has left it to the God, to Guru or God, who does not attribute anything to himself or herself.
Yeah.
It's a red carpet walk.
Yeah. Red carpet journey, not even walking. I'm just scrolling in there. Just rolling over and happy. And what I'm getting is just happiness. Do whatever I do. I could have, I could have, 1-2 millions of loans in my bank, but that's okay. It'll be paid one day. He would have designed for it, no? He actually arranged $1 million, $2 million of loan. That means he would have already arranged for, payment plan as well. I don't know what he want to do. Otherwise, if I pass away in the middle of the journey, that's still okay. I don't know what they want to do, why they gave me the credit. They would have had something with them to give me the credit, yeah? So, yeah, I don't have to bother. My mother always say, you do this and you don't worry about what's happening next, and you don't plan and all that stuff, because I don't want to plan. Because my plans won't work. It never worked.
Absolutely.
And it never did. I wanted to become a doctor. It didn't work. I have to tell you this again. How many things I wanted to do. I wanted to become a doctor, and I got married at the age of 16, and I did not even get a pass through to go into a medical graduation or whatever it is, because it did not allow me. Yeah. And then, I had to study accounting, yeah. But I don't want to be an accountant. Yeah, I don't want to be an accountant. I don't know if destiny wanted me to be an accountant, but I don't want to be an accountant. And then I started studying something else on the side to become a teacher. After I had, because you always want to do something, no? Like your brain does not stop. I wanted to be a teacher, and then I studied. I did when my daughter was like 1 year or 2 years. While I was doing all this rubbish, I used to study Montessori training as well, so that I can teach little kids, and I can spend my time with all that. I did Montessori training, and I passed through it. I had all the certificates and whatnot, but I did not get through it. And then I did to enter into BED, to be a teacher, you need to do an exam, and I did that exam as well. And then I wanted to get into BED, but for some reason, on the day I am going to get the admission, it did not happen. For some reason, out of blue moon, and I couldn't become a teacher too. That's what I wanted to do, but no,
Suneeta,
it did not happen.
Whenever you were making an attempt to become something, and it didn't work, how did you feel then?
No, this is what I meant as a misery. My life has been a misery before Nannagaru touched me. This was like in between, I had I had a look and a little gesture when I was like 15, 16, everything is over. And from there to, I turned 22 something, till then I don't have no connection with Nannagaru. And I used to try all this, everything was a failure, misery. complete misery. And whatever I try, whatever I touch was the biggest failure. And then this happened. And
this communication of 15 minutes from Samarlakota.
yeah, I mean, we had the same conversation again in 2014 with Nannagaru, and he admitted that, yes, this is God's will. This is God's will. And this is how it has to happen. And I have all this here. I have a lot of pride coming from people, and people are, praising me on all over the world.
Out of appreciation.
All this is there in my book. Why would I become a doctor in India, or why would I become a teacher? No, because this is what God designed me, and I wanted to dump into the shit. No, Nannagaru pulled me out of the shit and washed me, and throw me into the flower pot, so I could just smell and enjoy. That's it. And even today, whatever I'm doing here, to be honest, I'm not working hard. It's just going, like, as I said, red carpet journey.
You're rolling on it.
Rolling over it, yes. Every day I can feel it. I'm rolling over it, and red carpet and full of flowers, and I'm rolling over it. I mean, they could be goods and bads, and they could be issues, they could be problems, but they're not touching me. I don't have no more sorrow.
Yes.
They're not touching me. Because Nannagaru shielded me like this, and I'm in here. So he's covered all through. I still remember Chandrakala auntie used to tell me, I don't have no fear. Ramana Maharshi holding his stick and walking around my house all day and night. Why do I have fear? This is what I heard from Chandrakala auntie. I remember every day and night. This is what happening with me, but it's with Nannagaru. And even when I'm sleeping, Nannagaru is like, yeah, okay, sleep well. Every day in and day out. And because he kept me in a place, I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I work, I cook, I eat, and I only say thanks to Nannagaru for everything I'm doing. What else can I do? And I have no responsibility. From the shit, deep shit, to he put me here where I have zero responsibility, absolutely zero. Because he took me and my daughter into his hands. You don't worry about it. And this has happened, it was just 15 minutes of conversation, and it's over. And that was the third meeting, and one word is enough. So that one word took me to here. To another world. That's happened. And
now today, that one word that has transformed your life and he pushed you to give a satsang today, yeah, of course, you will be sharing further. This satsang was exclusively for all the devotees to understand that it's not the amount of time we have spent with him, the amount of time we've traveled and being in his presence, but his grace touches those who are pure in the heart and will transform them into a gem, a true spiritual gem. It's not just a brain gem, it's a spiritual gem. It's a spiritual gem.
At the same time, he can pull you inside, right? What else can you do? If he wants to pull you inside, you have no other option to dive in.
Yes. But one thing is so relevant here is you were transparent, no? You were very transparent all through.
Yeah, I have to. I don't.
You've been very honest. You've been very honest with yourself, which is very important.
I don't know. I have nothing to hide because I see Nannagaru in you. Why not? I see Nannagaru is there everywhere. If not, we can't survive like this.
Yes.
I would have been ended my life. That's how miserable my life was, and I should admit that. So my life was so miserable where I should supposed to end my life, but I mean, no sorrow could even touched me since that 15 minutes journey. There was biggest sorrows, but the sorrow didn't even touch me, not even a drop of a tear.
Yeah, I think because with that 15 minutes conversation, he plucked out the doership. Just plucked it
He would
out.
have, yeah. He would have plucked the doorship out. And he is still plucking little things. Sometimes me, my sisters, when we had little conversation, we used to talk, we talk about, we had, about a month ago, we were talking about somebody, we had jealousy on that person back then. And we realized, we realized ourselves, it's not us, it's Nannagaru within you and me, yeah. So
Yeah.
when when you talk about somebody in your relation or your family or someone, you talk about somebody and then దీనికి కొంచెం పవర్ ఎక్కువ. This is how we think, yeah. So it is not that she have ego or she has something else. It's of a jealousy that she's probably doing good or she's probably happier than us, or she's probably having better husband than me and you or something. Is a jealousy, jealousy in you.
Yeah,
In you,
inherently
which
there'll
is
be,
what actually.
inherently, as you said, inherently there'll be something hiding inside which will probe it to, like
Yeah,
gossip.
and then we realized lately, it was actually we were talking about this lady. It's our jealousy. Okay, Nannagaru want to show us that you are what
You
a
have,
what a shitty head you have. You have jealousy in your head, and you are talking about Nannagaru, Guru, and then doership, and then all this, and you're not following nothing. And then, to be honest with you, I still get goosebumps again. Me and my sister while we were talking, it just came out of the head, and that's it. Since then, whenever we get some person's conversation, like, nah, I'm not jealousy about anybody. I'm so happy, and they're happy, and I want to see everybody happy.
happy.
So
Super.
that jealousy was
Will go
like
away.
burnt
Yes,
and
yes.
gone out. So
Beautiful.
Nannagaru sometimes say, no, I show your weakness, I lift it up, show it and burn.
And burn it up.
So that you can literally witness every single day. Little things come out of you, and then he burned that little thing out
Burns
of
your
you, so
vasana.
it's not there anymore. It won't come again. So
You are a pure example. You are a pure example of His grace, Ra. I mean, so proud to have this session with you because it's so wonderful.
It is all grace of Nannagaru.
It's so effortless. It's effortless grace, huh? I mean, you become so effortless in your grace. Yeah.
Yeah. So effortless. That's how he worked through Usha Garu. I mean, I have to admit this. If I can't even show gratitude to what Nannagaru did, then there is no use of this bloody life. Actually, this is not supposed to be here.
I totally accept this, and that's the very reason we are here on Sundays. Because initially when we were like, what do we speak? I mean, see, we are not here in his position because he is a master. He is the supreme. And here we are still in our journey. Okay, so what do we do? What do we really do? How do we work for Nana? But at the same time, we can just be grateful and just share what he has done in our lives.
Just a little gratitude.
Show your gratitude by sharing what he has done to you, and remember him more and more. Remember him remember what he has done to you all your life, and how much effort he made to make us effortless.
True.
Yeah.
So that was the fourth meeting, and then third, one little conversation, and then fourth meeting, he came to our showroom. He just we had a phone call from Nannagaru. Ramchandraju Garu said, like, next week such and such day we are coming to Kakinada, so Nannagaru wanted to visit your showroom and all that. And then Nannagaru came, and this is another life transformation. Oh my God, every single step of the way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many I can go across, but I will try my best. So this is another step. He came to the showroom and he checked everything and he blessed everything. He blessed our staff and he blessed us everything. And then he made my husband sit in a chair. Yeah, he have a basket full of rose petals and all that, which we got for Nannagaru to, for his way and all that stuff. We got garlands and all that. He took his garland off and he put it onto my husband.
On your husband, yeah.
And then he took a basket full of petals, rose petals, and then he started putting the basket here, and then he prayed him with the rose petals, and they fall over. My husband, he did it to my husband, Nannagaru.
Really?
Right? Yeah. And I tell you why he had to do this as well. There is a connection for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He made me a jump because I had to do something. Yeah. He did this because he had to do something. I tell you. And he put it on his head. They're falling over. Putting it again and again and again. He would have repeated for 20, 30 times.
Oh my
and we
God!
were like staring
almost the basket full of petals he was trying to put on your husband's head.
He was praying, but putting the basket right here and then putting it back, and they're falling off, and he's putting it back, and we were like, he doesn't even like my husband as a person. He doesn't even like gurus or anything. He doesn't believe a human being to be a guru
or a god, yes, yeah,
or a god, and to believe such kind of things. He always used to scold, like, why you ladies go around people like this and all that, which I don't want to discuss.
I mean, it's understood, because I think many women, many of them underwent this problem.
Yeah, so I don't want to discuss all this, because this is
not required.
Yeah, it's not
in the
required.
Society.
So this
it's in the society
happened.
also, and also the level of ignorance is so high, Amma. As you said, no, he has to reveal it to us, or else it's not, our little brains, our little egos cannot understand huge divine power. Yeah.
True. I mean, if we still think that he is a human, then there is no point we talking about this. He's not a human. He's God himself. If he's not God himself, he can't do all this to transform someone's life, one person.
With one touch, one word, and one conversation, it will not transform your life.
No, impossible. Not even possible to imagine. So, my husband is sitting in the chair like this. Nannagaru is standing right in front of him, and I was there. Yeah, I was standing there. So, eye contact to me, not to him.
Oh.
Yeah, praying to him.
Okay.
Yeah? Eye contact to me.
Oh.
And he was nodding his head. And nodding his head like this. Because we have just a human eyes. What do we understand? We didn't understand nothing. We just saw. And then what my thinking was saying, Nannagaru is changing him to a better human being. From tomorrow he'll be a beautiful human being. That was the imagination is going in my head. And this was happened. And after this episode, Nannagaru stayed for a little while. We got tea from home, and then he took a tea, and he did not come to we didn't invited him to come to my house because my husband might not like it. And we didn't invited because my mother would have invited him, but he did not come. He want to go somewhere else from there. So this was happened. It's all over. And this was another look to me. But I did not understand what was it.
Yeah.
I did not understand nothing. So it's over. And then after like after this happened, about 15-20 days later, my mother went to Jinnur. Just like a normal, we get a little bit of time, and we went to Jinnur. And we went to Jinnur. Nannagaru used to sit, outside and talk. People from surrounding places, they used to come and sit. And we went around 2:00ish, so that's why we went as well, so that we can spend couple hours there and come back. So we went there, and then Nannagaru said, once everybody once the whatever conversation had to happen, it's finished, and Nannagaru said, everyone, okay, you all go. కాకినాడ నుంచి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు మాత్రం ఉండండి అమ్మా, మాట్లాడాలి, మిగతా వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళిపోండి. దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ నాన్నగారు said. So కాకినాడ నుంచి only me and my mother. So we stayed, and Nannagaru went inside and came back, and with a diary in his hand, went inside and came back with a diary inside, and asked Ramchandra Garu, చూడండి నెక్స్ట్ మంత్ లో గానీ పై మంత్ లో గానీ మనకి ఏమేం మీటింగ్స్ ఉన్నాయో. దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ నాన్నగారు said. And Ramchandra Garu checked everywhere, and then he checked this and this dates and all that, and then Nannagaru told me, Suneeta, మీ ఇంటికి వద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నానమ్మా నేను, మా ఇంటికి.
స్వీట్, వెరీ స్వీట్.
ఓకే, మీ ఇంటికి వద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నానమ్మా నేను అంటే, I was shocked because I can't convince my husband, no way.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was like shocked. And again he said, మీ ఇంటికి వద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నానమ్మా, వచ్చి ఒక పోటు ఉండి భోంచేసి వెళ్తానమ్మా. This is what Nannagaru said. But I want to put same words in front of you instead of saying, instead of translating in English, because that's how I get the real sense of it.
Yes.
So, మీ ఇంటికి వచ్చి ఒక పోటుండి భోంచేసి వెళ్తానమ్మా. This is what Nannagaru said. I'm like, I'm shocked because I never wanted to ask him. And I never had any more conversation except that 15 minutes. I never had any more conversation with Nannagaru. And then what I did is, I put my mother in front. And then, Nannagaru, మా అమ్మాళ్ళు అక్కడే ఉంటారండి దగ్గరలో, మా ఇంటి నుంచి 15 నిమిషాల దూరం, మా అమ్మాళ్ళ ఇంటికి వద్దురుగానండి. That's what I said. I put my mother in front. Because what else can I say? He is God himself. And asking me that I'll come to your house, and I don't have a right to make a decision there. Yeah, I don't have any, like, it's a personal thing, but I want to mention, I don't want to hide nothing, because there's nothing you could hide. This is just a movie, yeah? Cinema, already pieces in cinema, right? So what do you hide? Yeah.
Awesome, Mama Suneeta. I totally appreciate this session of yours. So beautifully, truthfully honest, and taking it as a cinema. I mean, you're able to, you are doing this as a witness rather than being attached to your role. This is amazing.
Yeah, this is what exactly happened.
Cinema చూస్తున్నావు, నువ్వు సినిమా చూపిస్తున్నావు. You are a witness to it. And we are a witness to it now. So if we could only witness everything as a cinema, if we could only witness the entire destiny as cinema, and take Nana words alone as truth, and Nana alone to be the truth, I think, as you said, it's only a roller. It's not the roller coaster of life. It is rolling in the bed of rose petals.
Rolling in the red carpet.
The red carpet. Straight into your heart, straight into his heart. I mean,
so as Nannagaru said many times,
you said you are in his shell, you are in his heart.
Yeah, I had to come to that story before we finish the session. I had to tell you why I'm saying that I'm in the shell. This is another big transformation he did in my life. Okay. So, and I put my mother in front, నాన్నగారు మా అమ్మగారు వాళ్ళు కరెక్ట్ మా ఇంటి దగ్గర నుంచి 15 నిమిషాల దూరం 10 నిమిషాల దూరంలో ఉంటారు అంతే అండి. డైరెక్ట్ మనం అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోదామండి. ఐఎమ్ యాక్చువల్లీ పుషింగ్ హిమ్ దేర్. డైరెక్ట్ మనం అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోదామండి. అండ్ అక్కడి నుంచి మీరు మా ఇల్లు చూసి ఇల్లు చూడటానికి భోజనం చేయడానికి మా ఇంటికి రావద్దని
ఇండైరెక్ట్ గా చెప్పావు.
ఇండైరెక్ట్ గా చెప్పేసాను. Like because it was, I mean, maybe it's God himself. Let whatever happen to happen, and why can't I just let him come? This is not my attitude, you know. My attitude was, I don't want to lose my husband. I don't want to fight with him, you know. I don't want to do something against him, you know.
I know it's natural, Amma Suneeta. That's okay. I mean, it's very, very natural, isn't it? That when somebody does not like it, and it being your spouse, it is also a responsibility to, you know, like to play the part of, yeah. I mean, it's totally genuine, yeah.
Yeah, and Nannagaru said, నేను మీ అమ్మగారి ఇంటికి వెళ్తానంటలేదు, మీ ఇంటికి వస్తానంటున్నాను. నీకు అర్థమవుతుందా? మీ ఇంటికి వస్తానంటున్నాను. మీ ఇంటి దగ్గర భోజనం చేసి నీకేమైనా కుదిరితే మీటింగ్ కూడా పెడదాం అనుకుంటున్నాను. లైక్ ఫర్మ్.
Oh wow.
Firm. Very firm. మేడం ఉందా మీ ఇంటికి?
ఊరంతా పిలిచి మీటింగ్ పెడదామా?
మేడం మీద ఒక 10 మందిని కూర్చోబెడదాం. Nannagaru always wanted to teach, right? He doesn't want to come to your home to eat and go. Yeah,
never.
He want to teach.
Yes. If he is coming,
teach
teaching.
his heart out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, he didn't give me an option.
Yes.
I was looking at my mother's face. I'm like looking at her, like she's okay. Kangar bad. My mother like, okay, kangar bad.
Don't worry, it's okay. Nannagaru will take care.
And my mother said, okay Nannagaru, arrange చేస్తామండి. మీటింగ్ అయితే మా ఏపీఎస్పి కళ్యాణ మండపం ఉంటుంది, అక్కడ అరేంజ్ చేద్దామండి. మీటింగ్ మేము అరేంజ్ చేస్తాంలేండి, వాళ్ళ ఇంటికే వద్దురు కానీ అని. దట్స్ వాట్ మై మదర్ సెడ్. సో I can't convince, maybe she can. That's what I thought. Maybe she can convince.
Yeah.
Let her take it. Yeah. And then we accepted, and Nannagaru said such and such date, 17th of December 2006. Yeah, 17th of December 2006. And Nannagaru said to write that down in diary. And ఇది మన రమణ భాస్కర్ లో కూడా వచ్చేస్తుందమ్మా. భక్తులందరికీ తెలియజేసేద్దాం, మీరు కళ్యాణ మండపం అంటున్నారు కాబట్టి రమణ భాస్కర్ లో వచ్చేస్తుంది, దాన్ని బట్టి అరేంజ్మెంట్లు చేసుకోండి. దట్స్ వాట్ Nannagaru said, and then we went back.
జనరల్ గా మీటింగ్స్ పెట్టమని అందరూ అడుగుతారు నాన్నగారిని. Nannagaru has decided his meeting at your place and gave you the date.
There was another thing he wanted to change there. You know, there was another turn. So it was another
huge transformation point. Okay.
So
you're making the movie quite interesting.
Yeah, we accepted, and it came in Ramana Bhaskara, and my mother and father tried to convince my husband that, you know, Nannagaru wants to come here, and it's like they would have put it across to him saying, we did not invited, he wanted to come, we couldn't say no or something like that. Whatever they have to say, they said. So Nannagaru is coming, and before the meeting again, Nannagaru told me, you come at least 10-15 days before the meeting, we will discuss a little bit more.
Okay.
And me, my mother again, we went back, and he did not talk to me, nothing. He was talking, addressing everybody. We sat, and this is another look. He is just giving me eye contact. He was talking to everybody there, and he is only giving me eye contact. Whoever he is talking to, the eye contact is me.
Good for you.
And I actually cried my heart out. I don't know why. I cried my heart out, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just blowing out and out and out and out. And I went wet all over and I cried my heart out, and that's it. No conversation. So 17వ తారీఖున వస్తున్నామమ్మా, అన్ని సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నాం కదా. That's what he said. Yeah, we nodded the head and then we went back. So he filled me with a lot of strength, or I don't know what he filled me with. This is why I say, yeah,
he made you empty of yourself.
I don't know. Whether he made me empty of myself or he gave me a strength. I don't know what he did. Okay.
Because
like 17th of December, Nannagaru has to come.
Because Suneeta, these experiences, I had many, and it took me a lot of while to understand that I was growing more and more empty, because he took it all out. Whatever was hindering you, or whatever was on between you and him was getting washed away. It's so for it's so for all the devotees in his presence, no? Like most. I mean, whoever experienced this, it was that. Yeah. And we can take it anyway, because the more and more you become empty, the more and more you become a channel of him, and it's no more you, yours, or your dealing.
True.
Because he's dealing it. Yeah. Absolute beauty, Amma. Yeah,
so that big day is going to come in a week. So on 17th of December, Nannagaru is supposed to come, and maybe on 10th or 11th, my husband packed his bags. Couple of set all his clothes in the suitcase, and the house documents, whatever is his belongings, and whatever money he kept in wardrobes or whatever. I left with a zero. I left completely with the zero. There's nothing inside the house, and like the house is there, but whatever groceries and stuff, they're all there. But he packed his bags, and my sisters, both my sisters are cleaning the house, because Nannagaru is coming, cleaning the house and tidying up everything, and and rewashing each and everything, because Nannagaru is coming in a week's time. And he told, my husband told both of them, I am going. I don't know when I come back or not. That's it. He just walked off. Right?
My God.
Yeah, he just walked off. I mean, I don't want to hide nothing, yeah. He just walked off. And this is why Nannagaru probably prayed him, like did all this pedals, and I don't know what he inspired by, and I don't know what happened, because it's God will. How do you even understand?
We
even
do not
now
know. You don't.
So many curves, I don't even understand why.
Yes, we can't. Yeah. And
right,
not necessary also. Suneeta, I don't think we need to understand also, because let it be whatever he is willing
we are
to do.
enjoying
simple.
the journey, isn't it?
Yes.
Instead of
Absolutely.
waiting for the destination, this journey itself is beautiful, full of goosebumps.
Yes.
So he packed his bags and walked off.
Yeah.
And when I came home, my sister said he just walked off, and he said he probably come back. And we all were thinking maybe Nannagaru is coming, that's why he walked off. He'll come back later, maybe after a week time or something, because he's not interested, or he's not happy that we're doing something against him or something like that.
Okay.
And we didn't felt any sad. Maybe my father would have, but me, I didn't felt sad. I didn't felt sad because you were medicine. I was full of happiness. I was filled with happiness that Nannagaru is coming. It's like excitement. Though I'm trying to push him to my mother's house, he still wanted to come to my house. So I'm like full of excitement. And I did not spend one penny for his visit. I did not spend one penny. Every penny has been spent by my father and mother. But pleasure came to me, all the pleasure. So this is what the God's will, God have decided something better for me. He decided to enjoy he decided me to enjoy the pleasure.
Happiness is for Suneeta. Okay.
Happiness is only for Suneeta, and money can be spent by anybody.
From the first look in Arunachala, happiness only for
Yes,
Suneeta.
yes,
Okay.
yes, from the day one. So he came, and Nannagaru came, and that fine day came on 17th, and we had nice satsang, and everything went really, really well. And I did not discuss anything. See, I don't know why, because whatever I had to talk, because I had a lot of doubts when I was child, right? I used to talk a lot, and I used to ask doubts to everybody, including my teachers and my dad. I frustrated everybody with my doubts. Everything is a doubt. And since I met Nannagaru, I have no doubts. I mean, he never let me open my mouth. If even, I mean, when I go see him, that's it. Never open my mouth. He just ask question and he give answer. No questions asked ever. Right? So that was okay. He came and I don't know. Sorry. So
Beautiful, Amma.
it all went so well, my parents did Pada Puja and all that, and we arranged the satsang. Satsang went really, really well, and he stayed for that night. No. After meeting, I think he had dinner and he went to Vizag, I think. Yeah. I remember Shyamala auntie came and took him from there, I think.
Oh, okay. To take him back. Right. Okay.
Yeah, to take him back from there. So this is what happened. And then I think Nannagaru would have gone back to Jinnur. And I have no clue. And again, I had this urge. This urge is like after 2-3 days, when we see Nannagaru, we feel of, what do you call that kind of pleasure? And I call it like, mattu, like every time.
It's called trance.
Yeah.
The
kind of trance we go to, yeah. Every time we see Nannagaru, it stays for like a couple of days to 3 days, to 4 days to 5 days. So the more frequently we see him, meet him, that stays for a little bit longer.
You have no choice. You run in trance. That's all.
Yeah. So that I'm still in that trance. I'm not out of the trance yet. I'm in that period. So it's probably 3 days or 4 days after this meeting. I had this urge again. This urge, like I could not sleep all night. And normally I get up early and I go to my own business, the showroom. I go to about 9. I go there about 9 o'clock or something. On that day, I couldn't get up because I did not sleep all night, and I get up late or something. I did not want to eat or drink anything. I just had a coffee, and then I just went to the showroom. I went there by about 10-11 o'clock, and then my staff is actually moving the car backwards. They want to go somewhere. They're moving the car backwards, and I parked my bike there, and I'm like, where are you going? They said we are going to Raulpalam. Okay, let me jump in the car. I don't want to go inside the showroom. I don't know why I said that. I jumped in the car. We went to Raulpalam. There were another 3 people there in the car and me, 4 people. We went to Raulpalam. Whatever they have to do, they went inside somewhere. I was just sitting in the car, and whatever they had to do, there's nothing happened there. Whatever their business transaction or whatever they had to do, it didn't went well. Yeah, they just went, but it didn't happen. They just came back in 5 minutes. They went into that office and came back in 5 minutes and said, "Oh my God. It didn't work out, so we have to go back." And I'm like, oh, it didn't work out? I was happy because I was urged actually. That urge to see Nannagaru is still there. It's burning, and I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, I couldn't sleep. And I said, do you mind? I want to go to Jinnur. And they're like, they searched in GPS, and they're like, yeah, okay, we have nothing to do anyway. This didn't work out. Let's go. How long do you need? They said, I just go in for like 5-10 minutes. I spend there because it's not actually an arranged or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to call and check if Nannagaru is there,
Is there or not?
because this urge is pushing. This urge is that bad. So I didn't call nobody. No, I didn't check as well. Otherwise, normally I used to call Ramchandra Rajgaru. I never used to call Nannagaru. Never. Nannagaru told himself many times to call him, but it never happened. It never happened in my whole life. Not even once. I don't know why. I mean, everybody's life is different.
No, maybe that's a huge respect you have for him, Amma. It's subtle. I mean, like, you can't express this in words. I call Nannagaru also very little because it's so much in the heart. Basically, when you get his guidance in your heart, when it's heart to heart talk always. Okay, there is a lot of conversation going on with him, but when it comes to your personal spiritual growth, it's heart to heart only most of the time.
Inside, yes.
So you don't have to really call and disturb either. And I think it's I mean it's his grace that he says you call me. But at the same time, you don't require it.
No. Even after I came here, he used to take my number, my phone number, and he used to always say, you call me, Ma. Call and ask me if you have anything to ask. But he never, from within, he never gave me an opportunity to call him because he used to answer here itself, right here, right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So this urge is burning within me, and I couldn't, and I didn't even call Ramchandra Rajgaru to check if Nannagaru is there because I wanted to see, like, okay, what I was thinking is, sometimes you pass through the temple and you just say, you don't know whether the God is inside or not, you just. That's what I was thinking. I just go, and then if Nannagaru is not there, that's okay. I just thanks for, making my life so beautiful. I just thank from within and I come back, because I have to anyway go back with empty hands and rather I go there. That's what the urge was. I didn't actually wanted to see Nannagaru. I wanted to go there and see the temple.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that kind of an urge.
Beautiful.
So these people said, okay, let's go. You only take 5-10 minutes, so it's 11:30. We go there by 1 o'clock, 1:30ish. And then after you finish, we come out and we go have lunch somewhere and we come back. That's what the plan was. I went there. It's about 1 to 1:30 time. Those little gates outside, right?
Yeah,
those gates are little bit open. They're not fully open. They're like little bit open. This car was parked on the side road, and I just walked into that little way, and then when I saw the door was little bit open, and I was just stepping in there. Nannagaru opened the main door. He just opened the main door, and he walking down to the stairs. And that was the old house. He was walking down to the stairs and he said, Suneeta, వచ్చేసావమ్మా? నిన్నటి నుంచి ఎదురు చూస్తున్నానమ్మా నేను నీవు వస్తావని. నిన్నటి నుంచి ఈ రోజు మధ్యాహ్నం నుంచి నిద్ర కూడా పట్టట్లేదమ్మా, ఎదురు చూస్తున్నాను, నీకు సొల్యూషన్ ఇవ్వకుండా వచ్చేసానంటమ్మా నేను. He just walked down and he took my hand like this and he took me inside.
Oh, beautiful.
He took me inside. So this is the biggest turn in my life. He took me inside. He sat in a little chair and he let me sit right in front of his foot, and I was just sitting little bit aside. He's like, come close.
Yeah.
And I was just came like little closer. Come close. He said, "Daggiriga amma, daggiriga kucho." He made me sit very close.
Right next to him.
His knees are literally touching me. That close I sat. And that was the first time ever I could actually, pushed myself to sit that close, because I always wanted to stand little away and,
Just away
just
from
get,
him and just enjoy and come back.
enjoy and come back. What else we expect? We don't expect all this. This is too much of pleasure.
Yes.
I sat there.
It's not pleasure, it's bliss.
Bliss. Yeah, it's bliss too.
Yeah.
And he made me sit too close to his knees. Too close. So when I was sitting, I'm like, I'm just holding my legs like this because I don't want my legs to touch him.
Yeah.
I was that close. And this hand, he did not leave this hand. This hand is like this, all through. So one hand he hold me like this. Another hand he put on my head. And I am honestly saying, I spent with him for 1.5 hours to 2 hours, which I did not know. I was just sitting right there for 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Nobody is there.
Hello, Margaret stuck అయిందమ్మా.
లేదు ఇంకా బాగుంది. డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది కొంచెం మీ దగ్గర నుంచేమో, కానీ బాగుంది.
సునీత కంటిన్యూ చేయమ్మా.
యా సునీత మీరు చెప్పండి. యూ కంటిన్యూ ప్లీజ్.
Okay. Can you hear me, Usha?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you also.
Yeah, okay. So I don't remember nothing then and there. There's only few words I could remember. But Nannagaru was it was a pure one-on-one conversation for 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
Wow.
1.5 to 2 hours, which I did not know until I come out and these guys, well, you said only 5 to 10 minutes. And what are you doing inside? And we don't know where to come. Because they don't even know the house, because they parked on the side road. They don't even know which house I entered into. They were just waiting for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And this conversation was like, I have to tell you in Telugu for sure, because I don't want to translate. This is right from his mouth. It's the whole Bhagavad Gita. It's the whole Bhagavad Gita, and I don't want to translate it.
Yeah,
Nannagaru, కష్టంలోని సుఖంలోని నేను నీకు తోడుగా ఉంటానమ్మా. కష్టంలోని సుఖంలోని నేను నీకు అండగా నిలబడతానమ్మా. నీకు ఎవరు కావాలి ఇంకా? నీకు ఎవరు కావాలి ఇంకా? ఒకరు ఉన్నారని ఒకరు లేరని ఈ లైఫ్ ఇక్కడతో ఆగిపోదు. అండ్ నీ శరీరం ఏదైతే నువ్వు నిజం అనుకుంటున్నావో అదే నిజం కానప్పుడు ఈ శరీరంతో వచ్చిన కనెక్షన్స్ కూడా నిజం కాదు. ఈ శరీరం కోసం వచ్చిన కనెక్షన్స్ కూడా నిజం కాదు. ఈ శరీరం లోపల నుంచి వచ్చిన కనెక్షన్స్ కూడా నిజం కాదు. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ఈజ్ ట్రూత్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ మీ. నాన్నగారు, నేను ఒక్కటే నిజం, మిగతావన్నీ అబద్ధం. నీకు అర్థమవుతుందా సునీత? నేను ఒక్కటే నిజం, నేను నీకు తోడుగా ఉంటాను. నేను నీకు తోడుగా ఉన్నప్పుడు నువ్వు లేవని నీకు తెలిసిపోతుంది.
Awesome, Mama. Awesome.
నువ్వు లేవు అనే నిజం నీకు తెలిసే వరకు నిన్ను వెంట పట్టుకుని ఉండడానికే నేను భూమి మీదకి వచ్చాను. నేను భూమి మీదకి వచ్చిన కారణం నువ్వు లేదనే నిజం నీకు కనిపించే వరకు నీ వెంటపడి ఉండడానికే. గట్టిగా అండ్ he was actually he spoke to me for 1.5 hours to 2 hours, right? And at the end, సునీత, ఇవన్నీ నీకు ఇప్పుడు గుర్తుండకపోవచ్చు, కానీ జీవితంలో ఎప్పుడెప్పుడు ఏదైతే అవసరం పడుతుందో అది అప్పుడప్పుడు గుర్తు చేసే బాధ్యత కూడా నాదే.
బ్యూటిఫుల్ సునీత. మరి ఎన్ని రోజులు నువ్వు షేర్ చేద్దామని ఎప్పుడు అంటున్నాను, ఇప్పుడే వచ్చిందా? Such a beautiful instrument, Amma. He has made you such a beautiful instrument.
ఎప్పుడెప్పుడు నీకు జీవితంలో ఏది ఏది అవసరం పడుతుందో ఆ మాటలన్నీ నీకు ఇప్పుడే చెప్పేస్తున్నాను సునీత. గుర్తు చేసే బాధ్యత మళ్ళీ నాదే. నీ బాధ్యత నేను ఎలా తీసుకుంటున్నానంటే, ఈ రోజు నుంచి నీ బాధ్యత అనేది నీకు ఇంకొకటి లేదు. నో మోర్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ ఫ్రమ్ రైట్ దిస్ మూమెంట్. నీ బాధ్యతలు మొత్తం నేనే తీసుకుంటున్నాను. నీ కష్టంలోని సుఖంలో నీకు తోడుగా ఉంటానని నీకు ఇక్కడ ప్రమాణం చేస్తున్నాను సునీత. దిస్ వాజ్ అ ప్రామిస్. దట్ వాజ్ అ ప్రామిస్ హీ మేడ్ టు మీ. Yes, he is still doing it from the bottom of my heart. I'm not doing anything right this moment. It's just going in a flow, just right with his grace, nothing else. He took me from here to there. అవసరం వచ్చినప్పుడు ప్రతి మాట ఆయనే గుర్తు చేస్తున్నారు. అది బయటకు వస్తుంది. And it's coming into the action. And the result is coming. And it's not touching me. Neither the result nor the work. And at the end of the conversation, we got a tea from inside. He went inside, he got a cup of tea. That was his tea. That's supposed to go to him. And నిన్న హృదయంలోకి తీసేసుకున్నాను సునీత. నువ్వు ఈ టీ తాగేసి ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపో. That's what he said. నిన్న హృదయంలోకి తీసేసుకున్నాను సునీత, నువ్వు ఈ టీ తాగేసి ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపో. And from that minute, I didn't have to do nothing. And things are coming into my way. Like if I had to get something, it's just coming into my way. I need to just touch it, and the work is done, and the result is coming into my pocket. With no action. I mean, maybe the action is happening, but with not my interference. It's just the divine interference. And this was the biggest turning point in my life. Right from that moment, my life has become like with no. As I said, he is holding me like this. It's a shield in me because I am just because I have no other option to lean on him because he's taken my responsibility. He's taken my responsibility.
Earlier it was leaning. It's now no more you.
No, he took my responsibility.
అప్పుడు ఆయన మీరు జాగ్రత్త పడ్డావు. ఇంకా జాగ్రత్త పడ్డానికి సునీతని తీసేశారు. Oh man.
నిన్న హృదయంలోకి తీసేసుకుంటున్నాను సునీత. This is what Nannagaru said. Yes, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even. I don't know. I can't even say that he's in my heart. He said I am in his heart. So yeah.
I భేదం లేదమ్మా. I mean, like at that stage there's nothing like he and you anymore.
Nothing else. నువ్వు ఈ టీ తాగేసి ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపోమ్మా. And I mean that నా ఉద్దేశంలో నువ్వు ఈ టీ తాగి ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపో, ఇంకా నీకేం పని లేదు, మిగతా మొత్తం పని నేనే చేస్తాను, నోరు మూసుకొని కూర్చో. దట్స్ వాట్ హీ సెడ్. టీ తాగేసి నోరు మూసేసుకో.
నేను ఈరోజు సత్సంగంలో నోరు తెరు.
ante, that's it. I mean, sometimes I talk. I mean, sometimes I get this
Oh, of
kind
course,
of
of course.
urge and I
I
call
mean,
my
it's not
sister or my
like
mother.
it's not like you talk anymore. ఎందుకంటే ఐ మీన్ ఇంకా ఆయన హార్ట్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు హృదయం నాలుగు హృదయంలో ఉన్నప్పుడు యూ స్పీక్ వాట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్పీక్ అంతే యాజ్ సింపుల్ యాజ్ దట్ అంతే I mean, it's no more you, Suneeta. I mean, it's understood. I mean, this whole session is understood stepwise, progressively. He has engulfed you and made you a channel for him. Absolutely no doubt about this because it's so clear.
And then he said, మీ మదర్ అండ్ ఫాదర్ వచ్చి నా దగ్గర చెప్పారమ్మా ఇలాగా మీ హస్బెండ్ సూట్ కేసు సర్దుకొని వెళ్ళిపోయాడని. దట్స్ ఓకే. ఆనంద సముద్రంలోకి, శాంతి సముద్రంలోకి నీతో పాటు డైవ్ చేయడానికి వాడి దగ్గర లైఫ్ జాకెట్ లేదమ్మా. మై లైఫ్ జాకెట్ is నాన్నగారు. What else can you say? Why would you even bother about all this nonsense?
He never came back?
No, never. That's it. Done and dusted. He took me off my life. That's what Nannagaru did.
Incredible journey, Suneeta. I mean, this is the first time ever among devotees I'm hearing something like this. I mean,
the whole world would have would have think that what is the stone of a heart she had, she never bothered and she just like, moving with, no this thing, never tried to go get connected and, all this. But I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I never needed anymore. And Nannagaru said this like, Ananda Sagaranloki, Shanti Sagaranloki. I need to repeat it. నీతో పాటు డైవ్ చేయడానికి వాడి దగ్గర లైఫ్ జాకెట్ లేదమ్మా. Have a life jacket to dive in. And what do? I can't give him a life jacket, maybe.
wow. Adbhutam Rasulita. I mean, like, this is the best session so far. I mean, like, unbelievable, Amma. Unbelievable.
This has happened. And what, I mean, is there anything God cannot do in the world?
There's nothing God cannot do, but what He has done to Suneeta is Bible itself.
Yeah, it's a book by itself. I mean, every single day He's still teaching me a lot of things. I mean, what Nannagaru said is, about my first one look, he also mentioned, later down the track he mentioned, నీకు అయిన అనుభవం నిజమే, కానీ అది నిలబడాలంటే వాసనాక్షయం అవ్వాల్సింది, దానికి టైం పడుతుంది. సో వాసనాక్షయం అయ్యే వరకు కూడా బాధ్యత గురువుదే, నీది కాదని చెప్పారు నాకు.
అవునమ్మా.
So when it's not my, what else is my responsibility? Whatever is happening as per the God's will.
Full stop అయిపోయింది కదా. Full stop పెట్టేశారు ఇంకా. There's no the end. Full stop కాదు. Chapter.
The end. Yeah. He did not give me an opportunity to do anything by myself. He took me off the list. Strike off. And I had to tell you, like, when Nannagaru said this, even in a material world, he took my responsibilities. Like, when I had to come here, my parents said, no, you're not going anywhere. You're already going through a lot of, misery in your life. This all happened after this session. So I got an opportunity to go to overseas. I'm not very confident in English, but I tried my best to do the interview and whatnot. And my parents said, no, you're not going anywhere. You be here and try to settle down what is happening, and you go beg, do whatever you have to do to get your husband back, or just go do with him, do whatever you have to do. It's the society, it's the world, it's all this. And then I went back to Nannagaru and I said, I did not said about this all bullshit. I don't want to talk about it because Nannagaru has deleted it. So I don't want to talk about this. So I said, I got an opportunity like this. Do you want me to go? And okay, another thing I have to mention, like how dumb I was on this session, on this 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Nannagaru asked me, like, what do you need support for? నీకు సపోర్ట్ ఎందుకు కావాలి? ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం వస్తే, ఏదైనా పని చేయాలనుకుంటే చెయ్యాలా వద్దా అని అడగాలి. నన్ను అడుగు. ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం వస్తే దీన్ని ఎలా సాల్వ్ చేసుకోవాలని నన్ను అడుగు. ఏదైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే ఎలా క్లారిఫై చేసుకోవాలని నన్ను అడుగు. సో హీ వెంట్ ఆన్ అండ్ ఆన్ అండ్ ఆన్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ నన్ను అడుగు. I am your one point of contact. And then he asked me,
one and only,
yeah, one and only point of contact, no other contacts, yeah. And then he asked me, okay, how do you contact me then? This is another question. This question haunts me every single minute in my life. This is another question. Okay, మరి ఎలా అడుగుతావమ్మా మరి? I was dumb, right? He zipped me up. I don't talk. I only talk inside. So, phone chestava. So I was thinking I'll call you. Because I was dumb, right? So I call you. Okay. కాల్ చేసినప్పుడు రామచంద్రరాజు గారికి ఫోన్ చేస్తావు కదా, ఒకవేళ నేను బిజీ వేరే ఎక్కడైనా ప్రవచనంలోనో ఎవరితోనో మాట్లాడుతుంటేనో మళ్ళీ చేయమన్నావు అని చెప్పు. సునీత చేసిందండి, మళ్ళీ మిమ్మల్ని చేయమందండి అని చెప్పు. చెప్తావు కదా అలాగా. బట్ ఐ నెవర్ కాల్డ్. సో he wanted to ask me questions within and he will reply. He wanted me to say that, but I was not that wise enough. I was dumb as. So I was thinking that I will call him. But no, I don't have to call him. He is right here, right there.
Ettuvar chesi bidda kaadu Suneeta. She is on her own, guided by me in her heart.
Yeah, that's what he actually tried to tell me, but I did not realize back then. But by the time I realized, it's maybe already 10 years past. And I realized, yes, no, I never called. I never asked any questions, but all the questions been answered and all the doubts been clarified, and no doubts and no questions, and everything has been guided through properly at the right time and the right minute. And he used to take responsibility of me like his own family. He used to tell me, okay, yes, you're telling something.
No, it's not his family. You are in his heart. You are his beloved child.
Yes. He took me there in here and protected me like every step of the way. Yes. Yes, true.
Awesome.
సో నువ్వు అక్కడికి వెళ్ళమ్మా, మనకి ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం డబ్బులు తక్కువే వస్తాయి, కంగారు పడకు. బికాజ్ వీఆర్ టుగెదర్ రైట్ నౌ, వీఆర్ నౌ టుగెదర్, వీ హ్యావ్ నో వన్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్. సో మనకు కొంచెం డబ్బులు తక్కువ వస్తాయమ్మా, కంగారు పడకు. యు గో దేర్, స్టార్ట్ వర్కింగ్. ఓకే, ఒక సంవత్సరం పోయాక మనకి ఇప్పుడు వచ్చిన దానికైనా డబ్బులు వచ్చేస్తాయమ్మా, పర్వాలేదు. 2 సంవత్సరాలకి మనకి 2 సంవత్సరాలకు 3 రెట్లు వస్తాయమ్మా, 5 సంవత్సరాలకి 5 రెట్లు వచ్చేస్తాయమ్మా, 10 సంవత్సరాలకి ఇంకా మనం లెక్కెట్టుకోక్కర్లేదు. ఈ స్టార్టింగ్ లైక్ దిస్, మనం ఇంకా లెక్కెట్టుకోక్కర్లేదు. అండ్ దెన్ హీ స్టార్టెడ్ సేయింగ్ అబౌట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. ఓకే, నీకు వచ్చిన దాంట్లో ఒక 30, ఇప్పుడైతే మొత్తం ఖర్చు పెట్టేసుకోమ్మా, ఎందుకంటే మనకి డబ్బులు తక్కువ వస్తున్నాయి కదా, ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం మొత్తం ఖర్చు పెట్టేసుకో. 2 సంవత్సరాలు పోయాక ఒక 40% ఖర్చు పెట్టుకుని 60% మీ నాన్నగారికి పంపేయమ్మా. నాన్నగారికి పంపించి బుక్ లో రాయమను. Again he asked my own father
to write it down.
డబ్బులన్నీ బుక్ లో రాసుకుంటున్నారా అండి? పైసా లెక్క చెప్తున్నారా? What is this? Everything, every minute details. మీ నాన్నగారికి ఒక కార్ కొనిచ్చేయమ్మా. అప్పుడప్పుడు జిన్నూరు అది మీ అమ్మ వద్దాం అనుకుంటది కదా, ఈజీగా ఉంటది. ఫోన్లో ఒకటి కొనిచ్చేద్దాం, మీ నాన్నగారికి ఒక కార్ కొనిచ్చేద్దాం. ఈ సునీత ఇచ్చిన డబ్బులన్నీ మీరు స్థలాలు కొనండి. దిస్ ఇస్ ద గైడెన్స్ టు మై ఫాదర్. ఎవ్రీ మైన్యూట్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ, ఎవ్రీ మైన్యూట్ థింగ్.
సో మీ ఇద్దరు కలిసి ఉద్యోగం చేసేసి, మీ ఇద్దరు కలిసి సంపాదించేసి, మీ ఇద్దరు కలిసి కార్లు కొనేసుకుని అసెట్స్ చేసేసి ఇప్పుడు
ఎక్కడ సేవ్ చేయాలో ఎంత
జనం చేసేస్తారా? వండర్ఫుల్ అమ్మా, వండర్ఫుల్.
తర్వాత 2 సంవత్సరాలు పోయాక నువ్వు 30% ఉంచుకోమ్మా, 70 ఇక్కడ పంపే. మీరు ఓన్లీ స్థలాలే కొనండి, ఏది పడితే అది కొనేయకండి. మొత్తం లీగల్ గా డాక్యుమెంట్లు చూసుకోండి, మళ్ళీ లాయర్ కి చూపించండి. చూపించి ఏది పడితే అది కొనేయకండి. కొన్నయన్నీ నీ పేరు మీద పెడుతున్నారమ్మా. మీ అమ్మ మీ నాన్నగారిని పెట్టేసుకుంటున్నారా?
సో టిపికల్ ఆఫ్ హిమ్, టిపికల్లీ నాన్నగారు.
అన్ని మా నాన్నగారు అన్ని డైరీలో రాసుకొని లెక్క చూపిస్తున్నారు. నాన్నగారు చూపిస్తారమ్మా, ఆయన మంచి ఆయనే, మనకేం అనుమానం లేదనుకో. అడుగుతున్నాను అంతే.
కూడా వేరు చేసేసారు, ఇద్దరు ఒకటైపోయి అందరినీ వేరు చేస్తారనమాట.
that little minute. So you take it from that little minute detail to everything is his responsibility. So it's not just saying, it's an inaction.
Divinity in action. Divinity in action. Every step of your life. Wow.
And again, this is another thing I have to say. మీ అమ్మాయిని నువ్వు తీసుకెళ్ళకమ్మా, మీ అమ్మ చూసుకుంటుంది. మీ అమ్మకి ఏం పని ఉంది ఇక్కడ? మీ అమ్మ చూసుకుంటుంది. And then after like 5 or 6 years down the track, I went and said, Nannagaru, I wanted to come back and maybe work here. And then he called somebody in Hyderabad, I don't even remember, and he made them call me. He gave my number to, this is an accounting firm. They called me and they offered me a job so that I can come back. And then they offered me a salary. And say next time when I visited India, I went back to Nannagaru and I explained, this is what they offered, this is how much the salary is, and I wanted to come back. And Nannagaru said, ఇది మనకు సరిపోదమ్మా, బాగా తక్కువ వేస్తున్నారు వీళ్ళు, మనకు అక్కడే బాగా వస్తుంది కదా, ఎందుకు రాకు, అక్కడే ఉండు, నువ్వు ఎందుకు వేస్ట్ చేసుకోవడం, నువ్వు అక్కడుండు, మీ అమ్మ పిల్లని చూసుకుంటుందిలే, నువ్వు దాని గురించి కంగారు పడకు. He never let me take my daughter with me. He wanted me to be myself here and spend.
He has possessed you.
Yeah. So my mother has to look after the child and I have to be here and just spend all my time with him and with him alone.
అందుకే అంటారు కదా, he's a cruel lover అని. I mean, you are the example to show that God is the most cruel lover.
Cruel lover, yes.
Who didn't let anybody touch you.
No.
He put everybody away from you, and
he took everyone away from me. Everything went done.
What tells glory to life than having God as your everything, Amma?
Yes, that's true. If God is everything, if God has to drive your life, then I am an example how your life can transform too. He made me as an example. If God is a driver, then you just sit back and relax. You don't even have to wear a seatbelt.
Maybe you need to write it down, Nana, like the way you wrote your diary of every station which stopped and which didn't stop. Maybe you need to put it on paper. It's going to be such a wonderful testimony of God's love for His children.
Yes, I have to write. Yes, He will give me that urge one day.
It's
I'm
not
pretty
the
sure.
dumb Suneeta, it's the jump Suneeta, it's jump Suneeta.
Yeah, and also inside, I was dumb inside too, because I was not a devotee to any god for that matter. I was not a great devotee. I never prayed so much to any god or anything. And I don't know nothing except Nannagaru as a god, and I don't even want to see different god idols and yeah, I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but that's what makes me feel happy.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So you have experienced Him thoroughly.
Yes.
Wow.
Every minute detail, Nannagaru took care of me. Every minute detail. So because I have this, like, నాకున్న పిచ్చ కోరికలు ఇవన్నీ. యాక్చువల్ గా చాలా డబ్బు సంపాదించేయాలనేది నా పిచ్చ కోరిక. I have to mention this. I have to admit this. This was when I was very little. I always used to tell my mother, like, I will be a millionaire one day. I'll be rich. I don't have to do dishes because I'll hire a maid and she does the dishes. I don't have to learn all this bloody stuff because I hired somebody, because I'll study so well and then I become something and I make money and I'll be so rich. So Nannagaru pulled that, money pleasure from me, like from the right route.
Route to desire తీసేస్తే అన్ని ఇచ్చేసారు.
Oh, what? Like,
అదే నీ కోరిక ప్రకారంగా వచ్చేస్తే బంధించేసును, కోరిక తీసేసి ఇచ్చారు కాబట్టి బంధించదు.
ఇది కూడా నాన్నగారు మెన్షన్ చేశారు. సునీత, నీకు అప్పుడప్పుడు బాధపడుతున్నావమ్మా సునీత, భగవంతుడు కష్టాలన్నీ ఇలా పోగేసి సంచులేసి ఇచ్చాడంటని. ఎందుకంటే నీకు జ్ఞానం ఇచ్చాక డబ్బు ఇద్దామని ఆగాడంతే, కంగారులో ఆగాడంతే, ఇచ్చేస్తాడమ్మా. అంటే బుద్ధి ఇచ్చాక డబ్బు ఇద్దామని ఆగాడంతే, ఇచ్చేస్తాడమ్మా.
లవ్లీ, లవ్లీ.
Oh my God, if I have to tell you a lot and a lot and a lot. One day I was, I was asking my mother, one strong question went into my head. Normally, I stopped asking questions to anyone. It was happened like right from that, first time, when I met Nannagaru for 15 minutes journey, my question stopped actually. No more questions. But this question is pushing me from inside. I was asking my mother, అమ్మ స్థిత ప్రజ్ఞత అంటే ఏంటి, స్థిత ప్రజ్ఞ లక్షణాలు అంటే ఏంటి, నాకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు. This is what I asked my mother, because my mother reads Bhagavad Gita every day, my father reads Bhagavad Gita every day, but I'm not such a devotee, trust me. But yeah, I'm not a devotee. So they read Bhagavad Gita every day. So I asked this question to my mother. My mother is saying me, Bhagavad Gita lo chadivi cheptanle, repu cheptanu gucci. This is what she said. And the next day we had to go to Nannagaru. And that morning also I reminded my mother, Bhagavad Gita lo choose cheptarannaru kada, sthita prajna lakshanalu choose cheptanu. So she did not get time. And we went to Nannagaru on the same day, and after like a little bit of conversation, because every time I go right after this, every time I go, we have a personal conversation for at least 20-30 minutes, and nobody should be there. And whoever comes, he always say, everybody go, we sit and talk for a while, you wait. So everybody go, we have to wait until everyone go, and we have to sit and have
We'll have
that
a personal session with
one-on-one
Nannagaru.
conversation, because we have to discuss a lot of family issues, no, like financial matters and everything, like how life is going, whether I'm happy or not, I'm sad, how much I'm growing, or what I'm doing, all that stuff, everything, like like how if I had to have a husband, how I discuss everything, like మనకి ఇంత డబ్బులు ఉన్నాయి, మనం ఇక్కడ బ్యాంకులో వేసాం, లేదంటే మన పాపని చదివిద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాం, లేదంటే మనం ఇక్కడ అక్కడ ఇల్లు కొనుక్కుందామా, స్థలం కొనుక్కుందామా, ఏంటి. ఐ మీన్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో హ్యాపెండ్. నాన్నగారు సెడ్ నాకు ఒక అపార్ట్మెంట్ కొనడానికి వచ్చిందండి, కొనమంటారా, ఇలానే ఐ ఆస్క్డ్ హిమ్ అండ్ he said, కొనే, నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు వెళ్ళిపోతావు కదా, పర్లేదు, నేను వచ్చి కొబ్బరికాయ కొట్టేస్తాను, నువ్వేం రావక్కర్లేదు, మొత్తం అన్ని పేపర్లు అన్ని అయిపోయిన తర్వాత రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ కి నువ్వు అక్కడి నుంచి ఫోటోలు అవి పంపించే, మీ నాన్నగారు నీ పేరు మీద చేయమనే, మీ నాన్నగారు నీ పేరు మీద చేసేస్తాను, నేను వెళ్ళి కొబ్బరికాయ కొట్టేస్తాను, అయిపోద్ది, నువ్వేం రావద్దు. He also did that. So that much of like responsibility. So on that on this occasion, after we went there, he was talking to everyone, and then he said, ఏదో ప్రశ్న ఉంది కదా, అడుగు. He made me ask, and then I asked him, and he elaborated that, and it actually went on for like 15-20 minutes. So I was asking my mother, and he asked me, నీకేదో ప్రశ్న ఉంది కదా, అడుగు. This is how he asked me.
అమ్మనెందుకు నన్ను అడుగు,
అమ్మని పిచ్చిది బుక్ లో చూసి చెప్తానంటది, నన్ను అడుగు నోరు మూసుకుని
భగవద్గీత సారం అంతా నేను చెప్తాను నీకు. ఏం చెప్పారు గుర్తుందా?
నాకు గుర్తున్నంత వరకు, మనం జనరల్ గా యాజ్ ఎ హ్యూమన్ లైక్ చలికాలంలో అమ్మో చలి ఎక్కువగా ఉంది అని వణికిపోతాం, ఎండాకాలంలో అమ్మో వేడి ఎక్కువగా ఉంది ఏసీ వేసుకోవాలి అనుకుంటాం. సో స్థిత ప్రజ్ఞత అంటే రెండిటికి చలించడమ్మా, ఇది వాడిని అంటదు, అది వాడిని అంటదు. దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ ఐ రిమెంబర్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ద హోల్ కన్వర్సేషన్. So like for example here, we are in like right now 3 degrees, 2 degrees temperature. We still have to work. It's just normal, you just wear a jacket or jumper and cover yourself, or heat up your room, and then you work. But Chitta Prajnata ante, he doesn't even want the heater. The weather doesn't touch him, because he is so solid inside, so he doesn't react to anything happening around him. That's what I remember, but it's not probably the whole thing what he mentioned.
Wonderful. I mean, absolutely inspiring session this was. Yes. For all the devotees. I mean, it was Nannagaru presenting himself through you. Wonderful, Nana. I mean, he pushed you to, make this session.
Yeah. It was an urge, as I said, and at the same time, it came out of my mother's mouth. It's like two different things happen at the same time, and it's the urge.
So beautiful, Amma. I don't know how to even express
it's still
and another thing. No. It gladdens my heart even more, because 17th December turned your destiny into something. I mean, turned your destiny in such a way that you are no more you, and there's nothing called yours except Nannagaru. And 17th is my birthday.
Oh.
December 17th. And a birthday rosu, I'll tell you a small incident. I want to finish it fast in 2 minutes. Birthday, ఇలాగ చిదంబరంలో డెంటల్ చేస్తూ Nannagaru happened to be in Tiruvannamalai, so I came. It was, I think, in 3rd year or something, and December 17th fell among those dates anamata. So I wanted to celebrate in Nannagaru's presence with no celebration at all, and nobody recognizing me, nobody knowing it's my birthday, nobody should give me any importance. ఈ దేహ బుద్ధి ఈ రోజుతో ముగించేయాలి. ఇంకా దేహాత్మ బుద్ధికి ఒక స్వస్తి చెప్పేయాలి ఆయన సమక్షంలో అని ఒక పాత డ్రెస్ వేసుకుని దీనికి చాలా ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చేస్తారు అందరూ. పేరెంట్స్ ఏంటి, ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఏంటి, దట్ వెన్ యూఆర్ లవ్డ్ అ లాట్ బై ఎవ్రీబడి, you are giving special attention on your birthday, and Grishma's daughter's birthday today, okay? So it's nice, all birthdays. So చేసుకోకూడదు అని నిర్ణయం తీసేసుకుని లోపల నాన్నగారి దగ్గర జస్ట్ పొద్దున్నే లేచి వెళ్ళి కాళ్ళకి దండం పెట్టుకున్నాను. పొద్దుటి నుంచి రాత్రి వరకు he reminded everybody of birthday. He told all the foreigners to celebrate his birthday on 17th December. ఏదో పెద్ద డ్రామా చేశారు ముందు 4-5 days నుంచి. అంటే ముందేమో ఇంకో రోజు చేద్దామన్నారు. ఈ క్రిస్టియన్స్, ఈ మన వెస్టర్నర్స్ అందరూ వచ్చి నాన్నగారు మీరుండగా మేము క్రిస్మస్ చేసుకోవాలి, మీరేమో మళ్ళీ 1928 తారీఖులో వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు కదా, మీరు ఉండగానే మా క్రిస్మస్, మీరే మా జీసస్, సో ఒక రోజు చెప్పండి అంటే ముందు 18th అన్నారు, 19th అన్నారు, వాళ్ళు మారుస్తూ వచ్చి డేట్లు. ఫైనల్ గా డేట్ ఇచ్చేస్తున్నాను, December 17th చేసుకుందాం చెప్పి. అంటే హీ ప్లేడ్ సో మచ్ డ్రామా, ఓకే, ఎంత ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ అంటే చేసి I mean, he does it many times for all, ra. I mean, if you believe, అంటే భగవంతుడు ఒక్కడే చాలు, మనకి ఇంకేం అక్కర్లేదు అని నీకు తెలిసిపోయిందా, అయిపోయింది. యూ హ్యావ్ టేకెన్ అ ఫ్రీ టికెట్ టు హెవెన్.
That's it.
He made us celebrate so much. I wouldn't want to elaborate now because time అయింది. సో అంటే ఆ రోజు ఎంత సిగ్నిఫికెంట్ చేసి ఫైనల్ గా బైబిల్ అదే సర్మన్ ఆన్ ది మౌంట్ చదివించారమ్మా. సర్మన్ ఆన్ ది మౌంట్ చదివించినప్పుడు హీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ ఇట్ అండ్ సెడ్, ఐ యామ్ దట్ ఐ యామ్. అంతే, ఐ యామ్ కి పుట్టుక చావు లేదు, అండ్ యు ఆర్ దట్. సో ద బర్త్డే మెసేజ్ వాజ్ సో ప్రొఫౌండ్లీ గివెన్ అనమాట. ఇంకా బర్త్ ఏంటి, డెత్ ఏంటి, నువ్వు ఉంటే ఏంటి, లేకపోతే ఏంటి, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ఓవర్.
చేసుకుంటే ఏంటి, చేయకపోతే ఏంటి, అంటుకోదుగా మీకు.
అదే కదా, అదే చెప్తున్నా. సో ఇట్ నెవర్ స్టాప్, సెలబ్రేషన్ నెవర్ స్టాప్. దో యూ ఫర్గెట్ ఇట్, యూ రిమెంబర్ ఇట్, అండ్ బిలీవ్ మీ ఆర్ నాట్, ఎవ్రీ డే హ్యాస్ బికమ్ అ సెలబ్రేషన్. యాజ్ యూ సెడ్, అదే ఇట్స్ రోలింగ్ ఇన్ అ రెడ్ కార్పెట్ with rose flower
With
petals,
lot of flowers and petals and nice
oh yeah, and all
around
perfume,
and
all perfume.
aroma. Yes,
Awesome, Talli, awesome.
thank
So
you
thank you
so
so
much
much for
for
this
your
wonderful
time.
session. Yeah, and Telugulo cheddaamu. I think this is going to be one of the best messages for coming up Guru Purnimara. Okay, thank you so much. Om Shri Nana Paramatma.
Thank you so much, Usha Garu.
Thank you.
గురు రూపము గిరి రూపము శ్రీనాన్న పాదమే మాకు శరణ్యం.